11th graders, welcome to our digital library. My name is Dr. Munca-Aftenev, and I'm going to be a virtual teacher today. Our topic is music, and on the first slide you can see one of my favorite expressions, music to my ears. I'm sure many teenagers are fond of music in general, and you probably know more singers than we do, so this lesson, I'm sure, is going to be very memorable to all of you. I'm going to start with a challenge. There are a lot of famous faces on the slide that you can see on your screen. Now, my question is, what do all these celebrities have in common? And I'm sure you recognize most of them. For example, you can see Adele, you can see Beyonce, Justin Bieber, you can see Rihanna, Demi Lovato, Adele, Kanye West, and many other famous musicians. So, my question is, what do they have in common? They're rich and famous, yes, but they are also famous because they have won Grammy Awards. So, what are the Grammy Awards? Also known as the Grammy, originally called Gramophone Award. So this is an award presented by the Recording Academy to recognize achievements in the music industry. The trophy depicts a gilded gramophone. The annual presentation ceremony features performances by prominent artists and the presentation of those awards that have a more popular interest. Now, if you don't know the word gilded, it means covered with gold paint. So, once again, the Grammy is a symbol represented by a golden gramophone, which is gilded, which means covered with gold. Depict, it means to represent in a picture, sculpture, and also represent in words, or to describe. For example, each page's border has designs that depict forest animals. So, the Grammys are the first and biggest award of the Big Three networks, major music awards held annually, and is considered one of the 4 major annual American entertainment awards, along with, you all are familiar with Academy Awards or Oscars for the best movies, Emmy Awards for the best TV shows, and Tony Awards, it's for the best theater and Broadway shows. So, all of them, they mark the major events in the entertainment industry. Now, if you're not familiar with the word feature, it refers to giving special attention to, displaying, publicizing, or making something prominent, which means widely known or famous. For example, the play featured 2 well-known actors, which means made them the center of the attention, right? Or displayed or publicized them. Now, the first Grammy Awards ceremony was held in 1959, can you believe it? To honor and respect the musical accomplishments by performers for the year 1958. Ever since, the event is being held in Los Angeles, USA, but there are 2 other cities that host this event, and I'm referring to New York and Nashville. So 3 cities, which is interesting. Now, what are the Grammy categories? There are a lot of categories, but the most famous ones are Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best New Artist, Best Pop Solo Performance, Best Group Performance. And now you can see on the slide that there are awards for different music genres separately. For example, Best R&B Performance Album Song, Best Rap Performance Album Song, Best Country Performance Album Song, or Best Rock Performance Album Song, and so on and so forth. So the Grammys actually pay attention to all the different types of musical genre that we're going to mention a bit later today. So the Grammys had their origin in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, believe it or not, projects in the 1950s. As the recording executives chosen for the Walk of Fame committee worked at compiling a list of important recording industry people who might qualify for the Walk of Fame star, they realized that there were many people who were leaders in their business, but who would not earn a star on Hollywood Boulevard because it was very specific and it was related more to the movie industries. So the music executives decided to rectify this by creating a different award or separate award given by their industry similar to the Oscars and the Emmys. And I think that was a brilliant idea, don't you? So rectify means to put right, to correct, to sort out. For example, mistakes made now can be rectified later, right? So the executives decided to rectify the fact that there was no separate event to honor the achievements in the music industry. The first award ceremony was held simultaneously in 2 locations in '59, Beverly Hilton in California, Beverly Hills, and Park Sheraton Hotel in New York City. And 28 Grammys were awarded, okay? Not bad for the start. The number of awards given grew and fluctuated over the years, with categories added and removed, at one time reaching over 100. I think that was definitely a long show. And the second Grammy Awards, also held in 1959, was the first ceremony to be televised. So, what is fluctuated? It means to rise and fall irregularly in number, amount. It means to change, to shift, to swing. For example, trade with other countries tends to fluctuate from year to year. Now, I want you to look at another collection of celebrities who were stars at the Grammys. And this time you can see artists with most Grammys of all times. Yes, Beyonce is on the list, but you can also see my favorite, Stevie Wonder. I hope you know who Stevie Wonder is, and if you don't know, please do your homework. Jay-Z, by the way, is also in the list. We also have U2. You have to know who U2 is. And we also have a member of the Beatles team. Of course, everybody knows Beatles. Kanye West is also in the list, and many, many other famous musicians who have made history. So now I put together a list of fun facts about music that I would like you to remember, and why not, please add more facts from your own general knowledge. For example, did you know that there are 3 US presidents who have won, present perfect, pay attention to grammar, Grammy Awards? Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama, believe it or not, won Grammys for the best spoken word album, which is poetry, audiobooks, or storytelling. For example, I have listened to Barack Obama Stories from My Father, which is an amazing book, and it will definitely help you improve your English. Also, Barack Obama has a beautiful voice, and his English is academic and speaks slowly, so I recommend you to check out these books. And you can see on the slide Audacity of Hope. So all these 3 presidents, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama, created audiobooks on different topics, and they were so good that they received Emmy Awards. That's amazing, isn't it? The Grammy red carpet that everybody knows about is 500 feet long, which is around 152 meters. It's 80 feet wide. I was surprised by this fact, which is 34 meters wide, and has welcomed more than 7,000 people per year. Well, that's what I call a ceremony. And of course, you can recognize Ariana Grande on the red carpet. Each year, the Grammy Week brings $26 million in incremental spending by out-of-town guests. So yes, it is a very profitable business, and it's a show that attracts a lot of tourists to the cities, 3 cities, if you remember, that are hosting this award. And on the picture, you can see Adele, a very famous musician I'm sure you're familiar with. $26 million, a lot of money. Now, incremental, what does it mean? It refers to increasing in number, size, quantity, or extent, which means that every year people spend more and more money when attending the Grammy Awards. Now, another interesting fun fact. The youngest person to ever receive a Grammy is LeAnn Rimes. And there is a movie, LeAnn Rimes. I'm sure you have seen or heard this name at least a few times before. And she was 14 at that time. She was a country singer. And she actually won 2 Grammys at that time. One for the best new artist and one for the best female country vocal performance. Wow, 14 and 2 Grammys. Amazing. At the same time, the oldest person to ever win a Grammy was a blues pianist. Pintop Perkins was 97 when he won a Grammy for the best traditional blues album, Joined at the Hip, in 2010. And by the way, Perkins has been nominated for a Grammy 9 times. Isn't that amazing? 97. Wow. I wish I would be as talented, by the time I hit 97, hopefully. Okay. Michael Jackson, by the way, and Santana are tied, which means very close, or we're at the same level, for most Grammy Awards won in a single night. Michael Jackson, earned 8 trophies in 1984, and Santana picked up 8 trophies in 2000, right? So you would probably agree with me, both of them are very talented musicians and definitely deserve those 8 trophies awarded by Grammys. So Santana and Michael Jackson, who would have thought? Now, dear 11th graders, let's move on to vocabulary challenge. And I collected a few words that I would like you to do independent research on. So, types of music. There are a lot of types of music, and I mentioned the fact that the Grammys have separate nominations for different types. What I'm encouraging you to do at home is to research on these types of music and tell us how you feel about them, which of them you prefer and which of them are not exactly your cup of tea. For example, jazz, progressive rock, blues, rap, ambient, reggae, rock, romantic, folk, electronic, rhythm and blues, country, new age, classical, disco, soul, alternative, heavy metal, renaissance, yes, music, world, opera, pop, easy listening, yes, Latin, hip hop, instrumental, gospel, indie, baroque, ceremonial, bluegrass, choral, and punk. I'm sure there are at least 10 new genres of music you have never heard of. So please do your research, find out the type of music they refer to, and try to think which ones you would like. For example, to be on a ringtone. Now, by the way, speaking of country music has made a comeback in the recent years. This means that country music is successful again, returning in the spotlight. And actually, there are a lot of videos that combine country and pop, or country and R&B, and even country and rock. And I believe this is a very interesting combination. Can you tell me a few examples of videos that have been very popular in the recent years and combine several musical genres? And now let's talk about the effects of music. How do you feel when you listen to different types of music? Does the music soothe you, which means brings comfort or relief? Is it stimulating to you? Does it frighten you, like hard rock, for example? Does it rejuvenate you? Do you want to dance? Do you feel better when you listen to that type of music? Does it heal you, like a restore cure? For example, if you're in a bad mood and you listen to your favorite song and you feel better, it's kind of healing. Does it incite you? Does it want to make different things? Does it want to make you jump and scream and shout and sing to the tune? Does it excite you? Does it calm you? Does it make you focus? Do you listen to music when you do your homework? Does it restore your powers? Does it empower you? Does it exhilarate you, which means makes you very happy, thrilled, excited? Does it relax you? Does it enlighten you? Does it make you think about important things? Does it invigorate you? Does it improve you? Or stir you, which means excite and stimulate? Or, last but not least, uplift, which means raise morally, spiritually, and culturally, like good quality music with good, insightful lyrics. All right, so please write down all the words that are new for you and make sure you use them next time when you describe your favorite type of music. And last but not least, I collected a few music-related idioms that I really love, and they should be part of your everyday vocabulary because they are widely known. For example, play the second fiddle. It means play a subordinate role to someone. For example, recently I watched Netflix Crown, and in season 2 and in season 3, the Queen's sister says that she's tired of playing second fiddle, which means she's never the most important member of the family. She's always on the second place. All the jazz. Imagine that we have to, for example, redecorate a room, and I tell you, oh, we need to buy brushes and we need to buy gloves and paint and all the jazz, which means other similar things that we need. Now, if someone is boastful and likes to talk about his achievements, then we say that that person likes to blow his own trumpet, right? To boast, to say that he or she is the best. Now, chin music. It refers to, meaningless talk when sometimes we don't feel like getting into complex things. We just talk about chin music. Simple, everyday things. Now, if you did something wrong and you need to, face the music, it means that there are consequences and you have to accept responsibility. So face the music, accept the consequences. And the title of our today's lesson is Music to My Ears, and it refers to good news, something that you like hearing, or something that you believe is worth listening. Now, if I mention a name and I ask you, does it ring a bell? It means, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you have any memories related to that? And then if I talk to you about one subject, you say one thing, and then I bring arguments, and then you sing a different tune, it means you change your mind. And then if you buy something really cheap, then we say, oh, I bought it for a song. Apparently songs are not very expensive, at least in English language. I mean the words referring. So if you buy something for a song, it means that you are selling or buying something at a very cheap price. And now you can see a lot of other examples that will help you memorize these expressions better. For example, wow, I can't believe they let so many things at their yard sale for a song, which means they sold them for a very low price. When Michelle heard that her son and daughter-in-law were going to have a baby, it was music to my ears. She was very happy to hear the news. Can you guys please be quiet? Your chin music is distracting me from my work. They're talking about unimportant things and I can't concentrate. Just because Tom can play by ear, it doesn't mean that he's a great songwriter. So to play it by ear means to have good memory and maybe have good musical ear. And then let me give you another example. Elevator music. Do you know what elevator music is? Can you guess? The elevator music is putting me to sleep, so let's go walk around the mall again. All right, so this is the music that you hear in different commercial buildings like malls, for example. So it's just music like a tune. Face the music, we talked about it. You have to deal with the consequences. Ring a bell, does it ring a bell? Does it sound familiar? Call the tune is a new expression. My staff has to do what I say because I'm the boss, and I call the tune here, all right? That's a pretty bossy attitude if you ask me, right? And the last one, swan song. You know what a swan is, right? This beautiful white and black bird. So this expression is used to describe a final act before dying or ending something. We didn't know that their performance last night was the singer's swan song, which means the last song. So dear 11th graders, thank you for paying attention and discussing, virtually speaking, all these interesting things related to music in general. I hope that all the new expressions that we'll learn today will be very useful when you talk to your friends or to your English teacher about your favorite musical genre, about your favorite videos, or about the last Grammys and the artists that you enjoy. Stay with us in a digital library and see you next time.